Hello, everyone. This is the Scott Black channel coming to you on a Friday night. Kind of wanted to speak about impromptu spoken poetry. That's what I call it, at least, and why it's important to me to occasionally do it and practice it and become a little bit more creative with poetry in general. Impromptu spoken poetry is derived from a class that I took in high school called Writer's Seminar, where we were given a flashcard type situation, and we would have to, in our heads, create a 3-line, 4-line, or 5-line poem out of the blue, impromptu, very quick. A lot of us failed at the beginning. A lot of it was, hey, Evelyn, how you doing? A lot of it was meant to spark our creative juices. A lot of us for the first 3 weeks failed. But this is also something a lot of songwriters use. Musicians use it. It helps you in all sorts of aspects of your life, public speaking. A lot of the best stand-up comics use derivatives of this technique. They're very fast-paced, witty, great comebacks. Very just that quick pace. They're able to adapt, be flexible. And I've practiced this for years. It's a tool that I use when I'm feeling like I'm not communicating well with people, or if I've been misunderstood. I go back to this technique. It helps me to not only think fast, but to think clearly and to think deeply so that I get my words out efficiently. Thank you. So that's a light. Wow. Okay, never mind. I'll not say what just happened there. Oh shit. Anyway, so yeah, it's something that I use. It's something that I like to practice. So occasionally you will hear me get on here and wherever I'm at, like we were walking the dogs and the rabbits were out. Well, the rabbits were hiding really well. There's almost a full moon tonight, and they don't hide really well. So they weren't really doing their job keeping away from the dogs. And I have a terrier, a hunting dog, and a really excited younger dog who has a great sense of smell. So that poem just came out of nowhere. I don't always write them down, and sometimes they are not remembered and never heard from again. But now with YouTube, I can record these. I don't have to have voice recordings filling up a hard drive. I can kind of publish these. And this is my creative channel. So I wanted to share some of that with you. I may do just creative content, but I also want to share how I get to this point. What I use, what techniques I use. How I'm able to use this in my work, dealing with arbitrations, dealing with employee disputes, customer relations, vendor relations, trying to help out friends. I really am trying to become a better listener. And this actually helps because when I can speak efficiently and clearly and deeply, I have more time to listen. So it actually does help everyone. There's a lot of techniques that I learned in Writer Seminar I think it was the most influential class I ever took. And it was the teacher that led it was and still is a friend of mine, a mentor, someone I look up to, someone who is still actively writing, someone who is still actively pushing me to continue to write. I was one of his toughest uh, projects, I guess. So he's taught me so much over the years, and he still teaches me to this day. I've missed a couple of his book signings, but yeah, very important person. And the techniques that he taught us, like the impromptu spoken poetry, or we call flash poetry. I heard some people say that. Um, it's it's really effective for me. It's something that I use. Sometimes I won't have a quick wit. Sometimes I just don't feel like, what the hell's going on? Sometimes I don't feel like I communicate really well. I don't get my point across quickly. So I go back to this. Sometimes you have to yell at me. Sometimes you have to say, hey, you're not communicating clearly to me. These are one of the techniques that I go back and use. So impromptu spoken poetry. And there's impromptu writing. There's what we call flash writing. But I just decided to use that example since we were out here with the rabbits, and the rabbits are plentiful this time of year. So anyway, my phone battery is about to die, and I will see you guys sometime. Thanks to Evelyn for joining and listening to me ramble on about some weird technique of poetry. And whoever else is my other viewer. Oh, I got 2 more viewers. But yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy your night. Have a good one. Later.